It's just after 5 o'clock, Wednesday evening, the 13th of July, and I am here at the where you pay to go through the Whittier Tunnel. It's like I said, it's just after 5, and you can't they open the tunnel up evidently like once an hour, and so I won't be able to go through till just before 6 o'clock. So I've got like an hour just to hang out here and chill, which is all right. Chilling here in Alaska. Let me show the here. I just look up there. I'm gonna check that mountain out. Got snow on it. Multiple little waterfalls coming down the crevasses there. If you can see them, those kind of silver lines there. Just all waterfalls. Got my old Hall Seek out there, and straight up through the middle of there, there's I'm just now seeing, well, maybe I'd already seen it. Well, actually, there's a couple. Yeah, there's a couple glaciers coming down off the mountains there too. Nice. So yeah, I had a motel last night. So, well, I guess first, I was making a video there at the motorcycle shop yesterday. There in the waiting cabin, and I got cut off. And as this is a family saying, my dad used to always say, you get 3 guesses and the first 2 don't count. So yeah, you get 3 guesses and the first 2 don't count as to what happened. But but I did, though. I loaded videos yesterday and Facebooked and all that there at both at the shop, and then also at the motel last night, and I cleared out a decent amount of space, so I'm good to go again for a little while. I left the shop, I'm gonna say probably about 4:30, so got there about 9 yesterday morning, left about 4:30, so it really was a full day there at the shop. Got everything done on Zeke like I'd hoped to, which I'm thinking I'd already given the list, so I don't think I'm gonna repeat it. But I got him all taken care of, and God willing, as far as a big service, that I like to think maybe that'd be it for the rest of the trip. And even that rear tire, it's a Dunlop, and the front one's a Dunlop, that I had put on back in Seattle, and I'm thinking they're claiming some high mileage. Well, I guess I'd say out of both of them, but even that rear, I think the girl that I talked to last week, named Sarah, there in Parts, that was found the tire for me, and I was just talking like pretty high mileage tire, which would be amazing because high miles is what we're doing, of course. Which, speaking of, I did not mention this past Sunday, a few days ago, we did hit the big 12,000 miles on this adventure, which is pretty amazing, pretty cool. Today's Wednesday. Yesterday, left 9 weeks ago yesterday. So too, had the motel at the Creekwood Inn last night. I asked for an hour later checkout this morning, so didn't check out till noon. Gave me time. I went and got the old hair did here at Great Clips, which is my go-to place, my fancy salon, which is you do a good job. I mean, I use them back home, and I've used them twice out here, and I am all about Great Clips. Appreciate those folks. So let's see. Oh, I went to Golden Corral. For brunch today. My first meal of the day. Big old meal. Ate a salad. It was amazing to eat a salad. I've been craving salad, and it's the first green stuff I've eaten. I ate Brussels sprouts and some fried okra, some fried like zucchini or squash or something. Squash, I guess it was. And then and again, big salad and just some dessert, all that good stuff. It was definitely good. Still pretty full. But that, and then yesterday there at the shop, I didn't mention the people. Young man, John, worked there in service. Sharp young dude. Took care of me. A guy named it was either Aiden or Hayden. finished me out. Just a nice young man. I got to speak to Sarah, who, again, I spoke to on the phone last week. I got to speak to her in person. And then just people I met. Met a guy named Luther, I think it was. That's a businessman, construction from, I think it was North Carolina, but he's been up here riding. He actually, too, he has an office up here. And, but he had been up here, just doing some touring, though, I think, doing some big riding. But now he's got to get back to work, I guess. But again, he's from North Carolina, I think. But he has an office up here. But it was good to meet him. And then, too, there in the waiting room yesterday, I met different guys. Met a guy named Alan from Michigan. Met a Frenchman, if it's all right to say Frenchman. I'm assuming it is. I don't know why it wouldn't be. But a Frenchman named Ricardo. Nice guy. And then also another Frenchman who I spent a lot of the day with, Tanguy. Tanguy is a 29-year-old young man, and just now beginning his adventure. He came over here to ride. Bought him an older KLR 650. Found it there in the Anchorage area. He was getting it decked out and making sure it was, I guess, roadworthy. There at the shop yesterday. He was at the shop. He was still there when I left. I got there before him, but he showed up early on and was still there when I left. And he was adding I think his bike was good to go, but he was adding a tail bag, hard metal tail bag he was putting on. He had purchased there and all that, so just getting squared away. But it was good to meet Tanguy. He's an interesting young man, and he's actually planning like 10 months to a year, and he's going to ride all the way from Alaska to somewhere in South America, I believe. I don't remember exactly where he had said. But yeah, so, and just again, visited with him quite a bit yesterday. Tanguy, and then, and then also Colin. Colin has been on the road for 2.5 months, and he is from Houston, Texas. Also, I was going to say late 20s. He's either in his 20s or early 30s, something like that. But a nice young man, but the dude has been through it on this adventure. He has had the hardships. He said his partner of 2.5 years broke up with him on this journey. Actually, he was somebody too. He had this washout on the road on the Alaskan highway that didn't affect me because I was going the different way there on Route 37. But this washout that I had heard about, that again, I guess the guys there, the guy at Hickson had told me about, and suggested that I not go that way, which again, I don't think the GPS was going to take me that way anyhow. But anyhow, he caught that, and he had ridden pretty much all the way up to it, and he's, I guess more or less saw it happen. He saw the water going across the road and all that, and he had to turn around. That dude had to turn around and backtrack a long ways. So he had that happen. And then, like I said, he got broken up with. Trying to think what else. And then at the motel the night before or 2 nights before, somebody tried to steal his motorcycle. He's got riding a Triumph Tiger, which are really nice bikes. And somebody tried to steal it, and they messed up his ignition, like they tried to, I don't know if you could say strip it or whatever it was. They did that, and then he put I'm trying to think, he put like a wheel lock on it or something, but then they came back and tried to hit it again. I forget what it was, but they were like just really kind of screwed his bike up. And so he was there at the shop, trying to get that taken care of. And he was pretty downhearted, and which is understandable. So I really feel for Colin, and I told him I'd be praying for him, and just want to ask my family to pray for him, and just hope everything works out for him. And I mean, I told him it's bound to get better. He's definitely going through it now, but it's just bound to get better. He's just going through some real heavy stuff right now. So if you're a praying person and you think about it, Colin can definitely use your prayers. And, again, Tanguy and just everybody else, of course, everybody out here just traveling and, away from home and all of that, folks could use. And, I'm sure would appreciate the prayers. But yeah, with the whole, riding in yesterday and riding around the Anchorage, to the shop, and after I got to the motel, went back out to Walmart and stuff. I still only did like 53 miles yesterday, so a nice light riding day. Let's see, 53 miles, and what else? Today it's not going up. I didn't leave Anchorage till about, I guess it was about 2 o'clock. After eating, and I went back by the shop. I didn't take still shots yesterday at the again at the waiting cabin and stuff, or pictures of the shop. I was running the video, but I didn't take still shots. So I went back and got a few, I think good pictures of the place. People I met back here at a view just a little ways ago. I met a guy from Michigan. Says he lives like an hour south of Michigan, named John, who flew in and has rented a GS, and he's going to be up here riding around. I think he said 3 weeks to a month, and he's done a lot of riding. He spent maybe like 6 weeks or something riding around Ecuador in recent years. And he also, I think he said he's 64, and 5 years ago he had an abdominal aortic aneurysm. It ruptured, and that's a killer. That's one I'm a little familiar with. I've heard a horror story about one rupturing when I was in nursing school, and but his ruptured, and it about killed him. But thankfully he survived it, and here we are 5 years later, and he's out, still adventure riding. So good for him, and he is truly blessed. And two, the guys. And I met, like I said, I mentioned Alan yesterday being from Michigan as well. So I forget where it was in Michigan he's from. But anyhow. I think that's it. I think we'll go ahead and shut it down. Did I show these? I'm leaning up against one here. This bench I'm on here. That's fun, huh? Oh, that is the motorcycle waiting area, I guess. Because I went over to talk to the young man a few minutes ago there at the booth, and one of the things I asked him where I parked at, if that is where he wanted me, and yeah, clearly there's a sign. He said it was, and now I noticed the sign, didn't think about it. Too, and good, the bad, the ugly, the goofy, the dorky. Now we need to add, I guess, the dirty to it. I'm again, keeping it real. Maybe it's TMI, but again, it's all part of the adventure. So yesterday, my motel room, that's the first one I've had since Tacoma, which last night was 2 weeks since I had one 2 weeks ago last night, and so that was my first shower in 2 weeks. I did there at Good Hope Lake. I did, I dipped in that, I sat in that cold water for, a few minutes, and then I dipped, completely under a couple times, which really was refreshing. And, I think I did, I definitely washed off some of the road grime and all that then, but, so that really hit the spot. But even that's been like, a week or more ago. And, somewhere in it. Yeah, it's been, I guess, just over a week ago. So yeah, it was good to have a hot shower and, sleep in a bed last night and all that good stuff. But yeah, I just say, powder and wet wipes are definitely your friend, or they're my friend anyhow, for sure. So that helps get me by. So yeah, enough about that, but just thought I'd share. Like I said, it's all part of the adventure, and I am certainly blessed with it's been a great one. Has been a great one, and still, Lord willing, a long ways to go. So I'm gonna go ahead and shut it down, and maybe I'll still do another one this evening. I guess that's yet to be seen. Definitely want to run GoPro through this tunnel. I've had just different riders tell me about how I've got to go through this tunnel here at Whittier. It's like 2.5 miles long, and sounds like it's pretty intense. Sounds pretty exciting. So looking forward to it.